The ground. The umpire holds the ball off, and we're just about ready here. It is Thomastown set to take on the Parkside Football Club.
So in the ruck, it looks like McKinley to do the ruck work against Cadby. Cadby was very good last week, as we're just waiting for some of the last few pages here to make their way off the ground.
I think we're waiting for the sirens to be sounded as well. I think the attendants are just being distracted for the time being. So the umpire holding the ball aloft, and there is the siren. We are ready to get underway here. It's Parkside taking on Thomastown.
So Cadby and McKinley in the ruck. Cadby gets a good early lead, but it comes down to Mazza. Mazza on the ground, trying to get the ball out there. Cupo comes in as well, gets it out on the left foot eventually, going up to the hot spot inside the forward 50. A big mark taken out the back, and a great start there for Thomastown.
It looks like it's Koori who's got at the back there and taken the grab, and first centre clearance straight through the middle. It's not a big ground here as well, so that one kick and you're deep in your forward line as well. It's not Koori, in fact. It looks like it's Higgins who's taken it.
It is Koori.
It is Koori. You stand correct the first time around, but certainly it's going to be important to get that first hands on the footy. It's not a big ground, so the side with the centre.
finishing it off inside the forward 50 as the siren goes for the start of the second term, and Cadby to do the ruck work again, gets a big leap but doesn't come away with it here. The free kick has been paid, advantage has been paid as well. Sard running through the midfield. The bounce just didn't favour him. He put it on the ground and ran away with him here, but eventually handballs over the top to Harawa. Stavridis runs onto it instead, snaps it on the right foot, goes to the goal line, a big mark taken on the goal line, and it looks like it is, I say, Duro down there, who's just receiving a bit of passion there from Kennedy, I suppose, but Mosse Duro has taken the mark and will line up for the first goal of the second term.
Well, no doubt he'll put it through here, and I mean, we mentioned in the quarter time break the importance of getting the hands on the ball at the footy, and again, Thomastown just streaming forward without any pressure whatsoever as Mosse Duro kicks the goal from point blank range, and now it's a matter of now them stopping the flow, because this game is becoming a blowout, really, isn't it? It's Thomastown 8 goals, 9, 57, 50 points ahead of Parkside, 117. We saw then just let numbers able to get forward of the football, and even when the ball got to the goal square, the defensive efforts on the last on the fence weren't good enough as well. Mosse Duro went up, and there was really no opponent that went up in the air with him. It was an uncontested mark once he flew, so it is already a 50-point ball game here around the grounds. Panther Hill 3-4-22, St Mary's 2-1-13, and Reservoir 1-1-7, trailing Watsonia 2-4-16. The ball now back in the middle of the ground, thrown up. Cadby flew, got a hand on it. McLaren though at ground level, got it for Parkside. Ball swung around the body, kicking up for Gresham. He's going to get a free kick here for a hold. It's going to go against Manly, so Gresham now at centre half forward. Can he find an option? Venables leads out from the goal square. He goes in that direction. It's not a bad kick. It's a great kick, in fact. And Venables takes a strong mark out in front, and he'll go back now from 35 metres at pretty tight angle. We saw a number of Thomastown players miss from a very similar spot in the ground in the first quarter, but a far more better looking play there, but by Parkside, moving the ball through to Gresham, and then a great kick and a strong mark taken here by Venables.
As he comes in now for the first goal of the second term for Parkside, he puts some air into that one. It goes all the way, and Parkside have a goal. So fantastic work for Parkside at the start of the second term, and it is Thomastown leading 8-9-57 to Parkside 2-1-13. And as I said there, Parkside just lifting the work rate there at the start of the second term and getting a goal from it.
Well, it's very taking first 2 minutes of the quarter, both sides going forward without the opposition touching the ball and getting a goal from a direct centre clearance there, so bit of movement there. It started from the middle. McLaren got his hands on the ball. I know that Cadby got the ruck contest, but McLaren sharked it, and getting the ball in quickly gives it the forwards an option without numbers getting back. So the Devils, can they manufacture a second goal in a row here? The ball at ground level. We're going to have a secondary stoppage as players are picked up from the ground at the bottom of that pack there. It looks like it's Adam Wells. The umpire now throws it up again. One down by McKinlay. Wrapped up there was Cupo, and we'll have a ball up as Cupo's thrown into the ground afterwards by McLaren. And the umpire throws it up yet again. Cadby flew high, got the tap down, but again it's sharked by Parkside. Kick forward. Who's on the attack here? Trying to trap the ball, doing really well there. In fact, that was Wood. Now the ball quickly kicked inside, and again it's Venables. I don't know if the kick was intended for him, but he was the man in front. He took a strong mark. 35 metres out from goal, have to kick at the best part of 40-45. He's actually going to switch the ball, and it's a shocking kick. Didn't get across the goal face, and Mazza was the one who cut it off. Now at the Harawa, should have gone back and had a shot. It wasn't a great kick at all. It was a really poor option as the ball now hits the ground. Going to be a high free kick. It's going to go the way there. It's of Cupo, so to take the free kick against Samet, and at half back now Samet.
So Samet with the ball at right half back here for Thomastown. Just looking further up the field for an option. Puts a floating ball up to the half-forward line. Batista went over his head, went over everyone's head, and goes out for a boundary throw-in on the near side.
Surprised that Venables would give it off. His first kick was a beauty for a goal, and you have to back your own skill, I think, to go back and have the shot. Didn't have that confidence, and I mean the centering ball was really never on. It has to be said. So the umpire now to bring the ball back into play from the throw-in. McKinlay slapped it forward. You're hearing the effects mark there at ground level. Harawa hooks it round his body up to half forward. Who's going to fly? Duro's one. Got a hand on it. Couldn't bring it to ground level. In fact, it was bare. And the ball now to be thrown in. Thomastown's forward 50, leading here 57-13. Parkside with the last goal.
So the ball now in the forward pocket here for Thomastown as the ball is thrown back in. Eludes everybody, and Batista looked like he might run onto it here. Parkside get it back though through McLaren. Few fumble possessions around here, big pack of players around this one. Parkside eventually come away with it. This is good here from Parkside. They're going up the wing. Woods over the top there, but it just falls into the arms of Lazar. And Lazar has it here for Thomastown as he finds a man out on the wing. That's Harawa. Harrower now between wing and half back, just looking further up the field for a man. Puts it onto the right foot and goes up to centre half forward. Big pack of players underneath this one. A few Parkside men around here as well. Di Battista pressuring his man. Goes over for a boundary throw-in where it was just a few moments ago in the forward pocket for Thomastown.
He's a hard-headed player, isn't he, Di Battista? He goes hard at the ball. He doesn't give his opponent an easy touch as well. That time they're just working wells out of bounds. So he makes you work for your possessions as well as the ball tap forward. Di Battista is going to be in an action here. Lays a tackle. Quick kick came out of the paint. That might have ended up out in the full. It has. And Di Battista now with the footy 60 metres out from his own goal. He's side leading here by a pretty fair margin at the moment. It must be said it's 44 points the difference. Early stages of this second quarter. We've played 5 minutes in the second term. It's a goal apiece so far this quarter. Di Battista chips it inside. Just gets cut off there by Parks, the defender, getting back it looked like. So switching it across was Hockey. Dangerous kick into play. Two Thomastown players are slid into each other there. Hopefully no carnage as a result. Parkside with numbers. McLaren, who's been Parkside's best. Handball at the back now. They've almost put themselves into a bit of pressure, working their way out now with the kick up to the centre half forward area. Wood is in the front spot, but he's outmarked by a great juggling effort by the Thomastown defender there on that far side. I think the man getting back and taking the mark. To Chadwick in the back line who's taking that one-handed grab.
Yeah.
Looks like all the Thomastown players are okay in that forward 50, which is a good sign. That kick is it's going to be turned over there in the mark by Gresham, who's got back into the defence now, taking that mark. He's got a chance to switch here. Option is found. This is Thompson, the former Thomastown player. He's got Brad Hockey over the back. Hockey takes the mark, the former skipper of the Parkside Football Club. Of course, the 2011 competition best and fairest winner as well, Brad Hockey. Kicking long up the line now. Who's going to find McKinley's got the sit? He comes over and takes a great mark. McKinley took that over the back there of Mazza, who was looking for a free kick from the back. None giving. Now the kick. But this is where they've been breaking down at half back and getting back. Manly takes a strong mark, and they've got to make sure that he's better manned up, as that's going to be a 50-metre penalty because Wood has run straight through the mark there. So Manly will push up. He tries to play on quickly, but he's going to have to go all the way up the ground and take his full 50-metre penalty there. And now this will now brings him within 60 metres of goal, and from here you think he just put it up into the hot spot.
Yeah, you think so. Thomastown just getting a few men inside the forward 50 as Manly now about to take his free kick on the right half forward flank. Decides to switch the play and goes out wide, finds a man out there. Looks like that's Fazzari on the outer side. So he's taking his time now to put the ball inside the forward 50. Puts a long left foot kick up to the pocket. Big fly from Sporowski at the back, but goes through his hands, and it will go out for a boundary throw-in on the outer side. So Thomastown leading here 8-9-57 to Parkside 2-1-13. And there's a boundary throw-in in the left forward pocket here for Thomastown.
So the umpire throws it back in. Ball one down by McKinley, trying to crush through, and maybe held without the footy there was Venables, who's also in defence. Gresham's gone back as well. So George Latooth is ringing the changes here, just changing a few things around, trying to get the side back into the game. We saw earlier on that Gresham started forward. He went back earlier. McKinley now won the ball down to Hockey. Hockey kicks around the body, but it's all Thomastown at the back of this pack. This is Mazza. Mazza's taking the mark at half forward. Gets it in there quickly. Kick's going to go right to the line, and Gresham just got there and took a good mark in defence. Gresham now goes out wide, and he's got a target out wide. The Hockey's taking the mark. Plays on straight away. Handball over the top now. Jude's just going to find a target now. They're away through Wise. Wise kicking up the line. Geez, I thought he missed the first team out, but at the back there taking the mark there is Wood. Wood has an option to go back inside. Big fly comes from McLaren. Couldn't quite take the mark. Ball at ground level. Wrapped up in a tackle. A lot of numbers around this footy. Thomastown, though, they're going to emerge. That handball out wide. They've got a chain of run here. They could have gone to Harrow out in the space. Instead, the kick went further afield in the hands there of Samet. Samet still at Harrow. Didn't want to use him. Went to kick it, and it's going to be turned over. The mark taken there by Darren Gresham.
Handball's on straight away and streaming through the midfield now at Parkside. The kick was smothered though, but Parkside could win it back. The whistle has gone, and Parkside will have a free kick at centre half back. So they're here now in the centre of the ground. Parkside finding a man out wide. Deciding to handball on as well. Wise running through the midfield. Puts a left foot kick up to centre half forward. A big mark taken back there from Manly. Very good defensive mark. And Thomastown regain possession in the heart of defence.
He's a good player, isn't he, Manly? He's a courageous player, so strong over his head as well. He just got into the hot spot there, and he knew where the ball was going to be going, and just made his presence felt with a really strong mark. He's gone wide now. And the ball chipped back in through the middle. The mark taken here by Lozanovsky. Plays on straight away. Just too much time and space so far for Thomastown. Well, he kicked up the field. The easy mark, drop, snap now to the goal. So it's going to go right to the line. And Koori takes the juggling mark, plays on straight away and puts through a goal. All too easy here for the Thomastown Footy Club. Just about the space that they had through the middle. Lozanovsky obviously was the one who could run and got on the end of it, kicked it up forward of the field. But started all with Manly's kick, and really Parkside should have had numbers waiting up the field. They were the ones who brought the ball forward. How easily, once Manly went out wide to the scoreboard side of the ground, they were able to bring it back through the corridor and just have so many numbers loose. Far too easy. Thomastown 9 goals, 9-63. Parkside 2-1-13. We have played 10 minutes in the second quarter.
There needs to be a change of tack for Parkside when they go inside forward 50, because they know Manly's a smart defender and he's going to take a big mark in defence. So they need to find a man out on the lead instead of just popping it up inside in the forward 50. As Parkside now running through midfield. This is Abdouid, handballs off to a man. This is Wise now trying to get down low to win it back again. It looks like Thomastown are going to win out here. The Chadwick trying to get the ball off the ground here, thrown out of it in the contest. Venables has it on the wing, going back inside forward 50 for Parkside, put out in front of his man. They can get it through here through Thompson. Handballs over the top to McLaren. McLaren has to juggle for this one. He's wrapped up in a tackle inside forward 50. Umpire says we'll have a ball up right in the heart of the forward line for Parkside. And it's been a free kick that's been picked out, so it was originally a ball up, but they gave away possession here, and Lee has the free kick in defence for Thomastown as they move it out wide now. There's a man out on the outer side all by himself in Cupo. He can have a run here, can have a few bounces. He takes one, goes with a little dinky kick over the top and finds a man out in the half-forward flank, which is Bear. Bear now looks like he's a bit too far out to score, and will play on straight away with another chip kick inside the forward 50, and the mark is taken. And they'll have a shot at goal here, Thomastown, on the outer side. Again, though, that lack of discipline, ball's locked inside their forward 50, give a free kick for an off-the-ball incident, just making it all too hard for themselves, aren't they? Their own worst enemy at times here, Parkside. Is now an opportunity for Thomastown to put through their 10th goal of the afternoon. Kick on goal, looks pretty good. That is a goal. And another one there for the Bears. They're on fire here. 10 goals, 9-69. Parkside's 2 goals, 1-13. Around the grounds quickly, Panton Hill 3-8-26, St Mary's 3-1-19, and Reservoir trailing by 20 points. Reservoir 2-3-15, trailing Watsonia 5-5-35. I think that was Samet that put through that goal there for Thomastown. So it was Samet there. So he kicks his first goal of the day and becomes Thomastown's eighth different goal scorer, I believe. As the ball is brought back into the centre of the ground, we're waiting to restart here. Cadby in the ruck for... actually, no, it is Nedelkovsky doing the ruck work for Thomastown as Cooper gets it out of the centre, clears it up into the forward 50. Bear can run onto this one here. He does in the pocket, harassed by a few players, gets it off to Harrower. Harrower goes with the centering kick up the centre half forward. Now the mark was dropped by McCurry, who pops it up to the goal square. Who can take the mark in the pocket? Oh, great mark taken in the pocket there. Looks like it's Samet again. And he's going to have his second shot at goal in about the space of 30 seconds.
It's proppy as well after taking the mark as well. Landed heavily. Obviously got a bit of body contact in there as well. And a chance now for Samet, as Jordan said. He just put through the last goal, a chance for him to kick his second goal of the afternoon. The chance for Thomastown's 10th goal of the afternoon as well. The 11th, I think. They just kicked with that last one as well. My apologies, it is. As Samet now coming in for his shot at goal. Right foot kick on the way. It's just hooked out to the right and will only be one behind. So that's 10-10-70 Thomastown to Parkside 2-1-13. And it's just been a complete domination by Thomastown so far in the first half. But Parkside have been better, I believe, in this second term. So 16 minutes played here or 14 minutes played in fact here in the second quarter. Ball brought out from defence. Hockey was one who broke to the scoreboard side, gets the mark and plays on straight away. Chipping ball over the top, finds Wise. Robbie Wise now gave it off by hand and they're moving through the centre of the ground. Kick up to centre half forward, Paul. Well, it's almost slapped out of the air there. That way it was by Higgins. Take it away now. Parker pinching the ball there through the Venables. Kick to full forward. That's a fine mark taken there. One-hander almost. And the mark taken there by McLaren, who for mine has been their best player this afternoon. And it's certainly been good by foot today. And from 30 metres out directly in front, you'd give him the very best of chances of putting some through a fine mark. A great opportunity here for Parkside to put on another goal for the day, and McLaren has been very good. He's worked his way into defence and in midfield and doing a lot of work on the ball.
deserves a goal for his efforts so far in this first term. As he comes in now, right foot kick. It's just hooking out to the right and will only be one behind. So Parkside now 2-2-14, trailing Thomastown 10-10-70.
Certainly been a number of cases of the commentators' curse here today. I think we've backed a number of plays into to have a shot on goal and kick truly, and quite often we've been wrong so far. So a number of gettable goals gone missing. It's 2-2-14 to 10-10-70. And the ball now to be brought out from defence. Long kick out there by Chadwick. Goes to that scoreboard side again. I don't know if anyone's got a hand on this ball. Getting close to the boundary. Kept in there by was it McLaren out that far side again. Couldn't keep it now. The ball ends up out of bounds on the throw in. 60 metres out from Parkside's goal. So
Hanley out there doing some handy work for Thomastown. It will be Nedelkovsky to do the ruck work though against Thompson. So the two secondary ruckmen for both sides. Ball fisted just towards the boundary line. Fasari, his best efforts to keep it in. Oh, he does well as well. I thought that went out for all money, but Fasari keeps it in. Left foot kick up to the half-forward line. Bounces just in front of Spirovsky. Has to work hard here, but Parkside regain possession in defence, and they're away here through Shields. He goes into the centre of the ground, finds Abdouid, but the mark was intercepted there by Sard, and Sard will get it back inside the forward 50 here for Thomastown. He finds Harawa. Harawa goes with the right foot kick to the goal square. Hasn't got the accuracy. It's marked on the line by the Thomastown defender. Looks like Shields back there doing some flying work for Parkside on the goal line. And they'll run it out here with Joe Hockey at the heart of defence for Parkside. So Hockey now goes wide to the commentary side of the ground. His target there was Abdu Aid. Couldn't take the mark. Also some assistance there from Thompson, who's been relatively quiet today. And the ball ends up out of bounds. Thompson might do the ruck work here now as the throw-in's set to take place. He will against Nedelkovsky. Umpire brings it in. Nedelkovsky won it to the front of the pack here. Abu Aid at the front, tapped it on. Hockey kicks it up to half forward. McKinley at the back spot, couldn't take the mark. In front of him there trying to do the crumbing was Humphreys. Outnumbered, but getting in there to give us support was Wise. Wise kicks it up to half forward. McLaren over his head. Ball at ground level, going in hard there at ground level, doing really well actually in fact. And now an opportunity to have a shot on goal. This is Taha. A bit of misfortune there, and then probably took too long in the end again. Second time we said that this afternoon as Di Battista quickly took the advantage. Got it off to Harawa. Harawa goes wide. Really close to the boundary. Mark paid. That one there was taken there by Cupo. Cupo kicks it, and a fine mark taken on the chest there by Bear. Bear quickly onto that left boot. We've called that a number of times. So a quick kick, a big fly came from behind. That was by Wise. Didn't really get a hand on it. Umpire allows it to go on. Kick out wide now to the Parkside's wing. Taha can't quite take possession. Then he did almost nonchalantly, couldn't break through that tackle. He's going to be pinged here. Good tackle made by Pugh, and Taha's given away a few free kicks today. Taha not having a good day today. He had a pretty good game last week against Panton Hill. Did very good work in the forward line, but just giving the ball away here for Parkside as Thomastown have it on the half-forward flank. Handball inwards to the run of Cupo, who was put on the tackle there, so the kick was skewed off the boot there. Inside the defensive 50, Parkside win it out, and they find a man in the centre of defence. It's Hockey. Hockey goes out wide and finds a man out there as well. And they've got some run here, Parkside. They can get it up in the forward 50 if they're just accurate with all the kicks. Wise out on the outer side. He puts up a kick to the half-forward flank, and Smith takes it out in front. Parkside now putting men inside the forward 50. They just need another clean kick here. As Smith plays on, puts it on the right foot, goes inside forward 50. They need a mark here. McLaren out the back. Thomastown will win it out eventually. This is Chadwick. Handball's inboard to Di Battista. That was a bit of a wayward handball, but Di Battista runs onto it again. Helped by a Shepherd. He goes into Nedelkovsky, whose handball was wayward. Venables gets it back here for Parkside. High free kick was given. Parkside have it here through Hockey, who goes inside forward 50. A good chance here, but a good mark taken from Manley even, and he plays on with a handball. So they're away here, Manley. Another fine mark in defence. Ball moved to just in front of the scoreboard. At the back there, Bear couldn't take the mark over the top. Ball fell to him at ground level, gave a handball away. Doing some good work in tight space there was Osadura. It's a great kick to the lead, and a good mark taken out in the chest. This is Spirovsky, I think, has taken this mark here. And mark taken now. Do you think it's beyond the range here for a shot on goal? Probably just right on his measure. I would have thought having kicked from about 48, 50 metres out from goal. Well, he's a small man, but you can't judge a book by its cover, I suppose. There are a few men lining up on the goal line as you do, but he's backing himself here, so he believes he can make the distance. And I wouldn't put it past him. I think he kicked a pretty big one before in the first term. As Spirovsky now comes in, puts a right foot kick on the way. It's definitely got the distance. Has it got the accuracy though? And the goal umpire says yes, it does. So Spirovsky kicks his second goal of the day, and Thomastown now extend their lead to 11 goals. It's 11-10-76 Parkside, 2-2-14.
Just in the past 7 to 8 minutes, they've really reasserted their dominance, haven't they? Parkside had a good opening half of this quarter, but thereon it's been all Thomastown, and it's completely dominating the contest now, it has to be said. As Jordan just mentioned, 76 plays 14, and really it's been far too easy. They transition the ball. Again, it starts with Manly in defence, have taken so many marks, moving the ball through midfield, and really from when they win that ball half back, Parkside don't get a hand on the footy until it's probably back over the fence in for a score. So having real troubles trying to get the ball back, and now the mark had been taken by Gresham in the fence, but it's going to be another free kick to Spirovsky at half forward, and he's another chance to kick 2 goals in a minute here for Spirovsky. Got a free kick for a hold off the footy.
So Spirovsky now will have a shot at goal directly in front. It is probably the same distance out, so we know he's got the accuracy. We know he's got the distance and accuracy from this sort of range. So all he has to do is just do what he did before. Only 20 seconds ago, as Spirovsky comes in, right foot kick on the way. You'd expect him to score this one, and he has. So Spirovsky kicks 3 goals, his 3rd goal of the day, and his 2nd in about half a minute.
Just again winning the ball out of the centre of the ground. At that time, Gresham was the one coming at 3rd man over the top who took the mark, but the free kick was given for the hold underneath almost. So the free kick given away, and as he just did a moment ago, Spirovsky puts through another goal. He kicked 3 for the afternoon, 2 in a minute, and as Thomastown leading here 12 goals, 10-82. Parkside's 2-2-14. Around the grounds, Panton Hill 5-8-38. Leading St Mary's 3-1-19, Reservoir 2-3-15, trailing Watsonia 5-7-37. So the Saints perhaps ready for their second big scalp of the season.
As the ball moves back into the centre of the ground here for the restart, Cadby to do the ruck work for Thomastown. Dipatista's in there as well as the on-baller. Cadby gets a big leap, but it is Parkside who win it out here. The kick going up to the forward 50, but Higgins takes a good mark in defence, and Thomastown have it here. As the ball is moved out wide here to Chadwick. Chadwick moves it up to the half-forward flank. Just goes over Sard's head. Hockey wins it back here for Parkside. Oh, was he thrown out there in the contest? Umpire says yes, he was. So Hockey will have the free kick across right half back. And he's just looking up the field for some options. He had a lead from Smith, but it was a bit too long there and a bit too risky. Just tips it over the top now to Davies. So Davies now has it right in front of the scoreboard. He puts another chip kick up to the half-forward flank. A good mark taken, and they play on here Parkside up to the forward 50. McKinley flies from the back. He can't take the mark. Thomastown win it back here. The handball was just a bit too long, and Davies will get it back for Parkside. So Parkside now with a chance. His handball was smothered. Can Wise win it back here? He does. He was dumped in the tackle, though. And umpire says it's a ball up. It's locked in. And we'll have a ball up on the far side of the ground.
So the ball on Parkside's half forward. Umpire throws it up. Flying there. Ball hits the ground. Trying to extract down to McLaren. He gets through. Advantage paid. A free kick was given for a hold off the ball. McLaren goes inside forward 50. The ball's cut off yet again. And this time here the mark taken by, it was not by Manly this time here. In fact, it's a fellow teammate who chips over the top. And now the chance to switch the footy. Batista's come out wide to the half-back flank. He's going to take the mark uncontested. Plays on straight away onto the right boot. Kick into space is a really good one. Lovely kick to the man in the lead. Taking the mark here is Stavridis. Stavridis, who missed some opportunities at goal in the first quarter. Could have had a couple of goals next to his name. Plays on now, or told to play on. Kicks it up to half forward. Ball spoiled from behind. Might trickle out of bounds. Just kept in by Curie. Can he produce some magic? He's in goal range now. Snap on the left. That is a great goal by Curie. And waiting on decision. He said he's run too far, in fact. So would have been a goal of the day contender. Is cruelly taken away, and the free kick now to go to Parks. So it's going to go to Darren Gresham, and I can you can bet your bottom dollar that Curie be spewing about that one there. It would have been a great goal otherwise.
That was a fantastic effort there from Curie, but just ran too far in the end as the umpire adjudicated. Gresham now in at the full-back position here for Parkside. Just pops it up long to the centre half-back position. Hockey takes a good mark. Uses his big frame to knock his opponent out there. Hockey now puts a little chip kick into the centre of the ground and finds Davies. Davies now puts it on the left and goes up to centre half forward. Who can take the mark here? Smith flies from the back, can't take the mark. Eventually it's Higgins who wins out there for Thomastown. He puts it high up and under kick out to the wing. Cadby running onto this one. He's a very agile ruckman, Cadby. Puts it off to Higgins, but the handball was just inaccurate, and it goes out for a boundary throw in on the centre wing out of side. Cadby doing some very good work out there. He's an agile, fast ruckman. He's very lanky, and you'd expect a few players like him to just limber around, but he's actually quite speedy for the big man. As the ball now goes up to half forward here for Parkside. Running onto this one here is Wise, but he can't do anything with it, and Thomastown get it back through Dipatista. Dipatista puts the right kick on up to the centre of the ground and finds a man in Stavridis. Stavridis goes inside forward 50,
Lovely
finds
kick.
a man in the pocket, and Curry takes it on the chest, and he'll try and make amends for his mistake earlier on just a few moments ago.
Credit where credit's due, and their delivery by foot today has been sensational, Thomastown. I mean, that pass, two passes must be said. The first to kick to Stavridis, and then to turn around, lace that pass, and nothing any defence can do about that one there. Just magnificent work pushing forward, and now a chance for Curry to kick what would be his third of the afternoon. That one never looking likely, missing to the near side. Minus score, Thomastown 12-11-83, Parkside 2-2-14. Around the grounds half time, it's a Reservoir 2-3-15. Trailing what's only a 5-7-37 and Panton Hill 5-9-39, leading St Mary's 3-1-19 as Parkside now work their way into the middle of the ground. A handball over the top trying to find Humphreys. Took it, but it was tackled straight away in a gang tackle, it has to be said, thrown down, and the umpire calls for the football. And we'll have a ball up in the middle of the ground. So quick movement there, but again breaking down through the middle. They just can't penetrate past the halfway mark of the ground. So
half-time, not too far away here at Main Street Recreation Reserve between Thomastown and Parkside, as the umpire pulls a free kick out of the middle here, and it will go Parkside's way. So Parkside now to go up to centre half forward with the kick to Thompson. Thompson takes a big overhead mark here. Now to get men inside forward 50 Parkside. He pops up to the hot spot. Who can take the mark from the back? Manly flew but couldn't take it. Lee in the back pocket here. Well, did his best, but the half-time siren goes. And at half-time, it is Thomastown leading quite comfortably against Parkside, 12-11-83, Parkside 2-2-14. And that is the half-time score. Around the grounds, as we mentioned just earlier on, Panton Hill 5-9-39, leading St Mary's 3-1-19, and Reservoir just at 2 goals, 2-3-15, trailing what's only a 5-7-37 here.